Find your own fear, embrace it, harness it, channel it, and then share it. After all, sharing is caring, right? Hello everyone, this is the Holy Hermit, and this is the third video of my character overview series. Today we'll be looking at Demon Hunter. Hailing from a distant land, ever so elusive and mysterious, this character makes his debut in Diablo 3. It, in its own principle, is probably the most unique character in the game, as in, its history cannot be traced back to Diablo 1 or 2. It is an all-new concept after all. Personality-wise, there are two things that can very well describe this character in short. Its hatred for demons and monsters alike, and the discipline or the will to carry out the task. The character can also be termed cunning in a certain way. The character does not use any fast weapons, any close-range weapons. No, the character does rely on ranged weaponry. Well, anything hailing from a crossbow to a longbow even. That's how the character works after all, shooting from a distance, shooting from the edge of the night, and well, getting the job done. As far as character looks goes, this is quite a simple character. Well, with the addition of hood of course. All the character wears is a simple garb, nothing fancy about it. There is no wizard's kind of dress sense here, or something even scary like barbarian. It's almost very plain. But hey, that's the whole idea. The principal idea, as I said earlier, for a demon hunter is to sit in the dark and shoot the targets out from there. So you do get almost dark color palettes spread across the character. A hood is also added to add a little more mystery to the character. Well, a hood represents something not being known, something hidden, something what Demon Hunter does very well. The character's state of mind is further understood by looking at the skills in the game. Well, of course, she uses a bow or a crossbow, whatever you prefer really, and she's a ranged character after all, so all the skills are, well, distance based, that is. She's going to shoot from a distance. If someone does get close, she will slowly walk away, as in hide in the shadows. Looking at the skills then, most of her skills are high damage dealing skills. Almost everything happened in the blink of an eye if you're a demon hunter. There is no consistent few seconds buff or debuffs with her. It's all about that split second where a monstrous amount of damage comes from. Setting traps are another big aspect of the character. Any monster lurking in too close? Well, there is no chance for the monster to deal any damage to the demon hunter because she's always prepared. These traps help her protect herself from the monsters nearby. She can even go for companions. Another strange choice for her, but they're not your average daily monsters you see in the game. And by average I mean all those creepy looking monsters. No, she goes for something unique, like bats. Hey, even ferrets are her companions, which does tell another strange aspect of her. All the creepiness, almost the exotic nature of the character, that is also very well understood if you look at these skills. With all these skills at her disposal and a very cunning nature to avoid damage altogether, this character can completely forego armor and all resist. The character's primary trait is dexterity. That is where she gains most of her damage from. So, the best way to gear this character up would be to have a trifecta on with the main stat dexterity and a bit of vitality. As in, you can have attack speed increase, critical hit damage, critical hit chance, along with some decent dex and vitality for a very cheap price, and you can apply this effect to almost all of your gear pieces. In the end, you would want to manage your armor and all resist after all. You don't want it to go to way too low, but you can forego them to a certain extent and still do very well. So with all this damage timed with dexterity, you are the master of the ranged combat, but it does come up with a price. You can deliver lots of damage, but not for a prolonged duration. You can only do this in small snippets of time, as in you hit the character, walk around, and hit him again. So kiting becomes another important aspect of this game. This character is the only character that relies almost heavily on kiting all the time. You can go for certain builds that allow you to go otherwise, but if you want to go for the true essence of Demon Hunter, my humble opinion would be to try this, I guess. So it's almost like hit and run tactics. That is what the Demon Hunter is good at after all. The first perception would be, if the character is heavily reliant on DPS and low on armors and other things, it would not be able to survive on high monster powers. Well, there are people who will challenge you in that in a very nice way, of course. That is, this character works very well on high monster powers, up to even monster power 10. May that be Ubers or not, the character can do very well there. And the idea then, of course, is to use a certain combination of skills. The build I'm using right now, some people even use it up to high monster powers, even 7 or 8, and do very well. So I'll link this build in the description, but there are other builds out there, and as I always say, I am just a humble player playing this game. I don't know much about the character after all. I do understand a few aesthetics, a few ins and outs, but when it comes to the whole gear design and all, I'm sure almost all of you are way well versed than I am. So please, if you got your own suggestions, leave in the video description. Leave a comment. Most people would like to know about them. Is the character living up to its true potential? And the answer is yes. If you look at Diablo 2, we all can agree who played that game back in the day, Amazon was a good character, but nothing compared to the Demon Hunter after all. Well, they both have a similar thing to them, that is, they shoot arrows and all, but this character is certainly a lot more fun. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye, really. As far as build goes, this character is very versatile. You can come up with quite a few builds, ranging from very fast DPS farming builds, or even to high evasive builds. Sky's the limit with this character. So, is this character enjoyable? Well, you can answer the question for me, but from what I've heard and what I've seen from people who are playing this game, they do agree with me. It is quite a fun character to play with. It is the only true essence of a ranged character in the game, and it is fulfilling that role after all. So here's the Demon Hunter for you in Diablo 3. I hope you like this video of mine. I'll be making more of these. I still have to cover the Witch Doctor and Monk, so stay tuned for more. I hope you all have a nice day ahead. I'm out now. Bye.